morning, good evening, good afternoon, good whatever, wherever you're at. So I know you guys are all over the world, and I get super excited to be here with you guys. So this particular topic is very near to and dear to my heart because when I saw all these people around me doing really, really well, are really successful, and I felt like I was being left behind because I was like, why do they are so successful? They look like they're so, and they made it look easy, right? And here I'm struggling, and really what I found were these five areas that if you don't know them, you can easily overcorrect, meaning you can easily work on things that really won't move the needle in your business. You can just kind of like a car steering wheel, you can literally overcorrect, work on the wrong thing. And that's not even a thing that you need to be working on. So that's why it's so important for me to share this with you guys. How are you guys doing? Good evening. Good morning. Look at you beautiful people. All right. Hey, Herb. Welcome. Welcome, Herb. You're new to the mastermind, so welcome to us here. Hello, hello. All right, cool. So yeah, let's get into it. Let's really have this discussion, right? So this is what I found. So when I'm struggling, I come out the other side, and I really found out how I actually came out the other side. What went from 2018, 20 struggling, and then 2021 going to seven figures, and then 2022, winning our very first two comma club award. So if you guys don't know what that is when you generate over $1 million in revenue inside of a sales funnel in a year, and then finished last year winning two of them where we generate over $2 million in revenue, right? So with ClickFunnels. So that's generating revenue and sales over $1 million and 2 million, right? So, and these five areas are so crucial to your success. And I wish somebody would have told me this, but this is what I recognized was the patterns, right? So let's go over every single one of them together, so that you really get each single one, right? So the very first one is my niche. My very first business was a done for you agency, which is a funnel building agency. So I said, okay, I heard Russell Brunson talk about funnels, and I'm like, and I believed in it, right? I'm like, wow, every business needs a funnel. He's right. And what he means by that is, I grew up, and probably like most of you guys grew up, a business, if they wanted to have online presence, they would have a website, right? And the difference between a funnel and a website is basically just kind of like a business card, right? That has a lot of information that really doesn't guide the client through any type of a journey. So a funnel will walk clients through, after they see you and there's interest, right? They come to your site, that's interest. They either are coming there to get something, they're coming there to buy something, or they're coming there to schedule an appointment or watch something. So that's basically what a funnel does. It just walks clients through a journey with you. So, but the reason why the number one thing was a problem for me was, in terms of niche, I did not understand two things. One is I didn't really understand the market I was going into, meaning what I was actually going to sell, right? And then the second, I didn't have any clarity in terms of who I was going to sell, right? So the market, what I was going to sell, and who I was going to sell. So as a funnel building business, a done for you agency, I just came in to the marketplace in the business and said, hey, I build funnels, right? For example, I just build sales funnels. And I can build sales funnels for everybody, anybody who needs a sales funnel, I can build it for you. Well, if you look at niche, if you talk to everyone, you talk to no one, right? If you don't market to the one person, you're not talking to that one person. So I said, okay, instead of saying I build funnels, let's find out who I want to sell to first. Okay, who I want to sell to first, not what I'm selling, who I want to sell to first. So at that time, I had a few of my friends who were actually in the real estate space, who were both real estate investors, and I'm a real estate investor, as well as some friends who were realtors, and I'll just use that as an example. So after finding out their world, realtors world, I said, wow, they do essentially, they're always on the phone. Realtors are always on the phone, right? And I was like, And as I'm diving into it, I see them essentially saying the same thing over and over again, essentially answering the same questions and doing the same presentation over and over again of why people should choose them as a realtor, right, to list properties or as a buyer's agent. So they were doing the same thing over and over again. So I said, okay, let's, instead of telling the market that I sell something, let's tell who I sell. Let's pick somebody to sell to and basically tell them why I'm going to sell to them, why they need a funnel. So basically, I just went to one of my realtor friends and said, hey, you need a funnel. And they're like, well, what's a funnel? I said, well, I hear you saying the same thing over and over again. I hear you answering the same questions over again. And quite honestly, I hear you presenting the same thing over and over again and driving to the customer's house and walking their properties. Why don't we put your presentation inside of a sales funnel in a VSL, and we'll build two funnels for you. So I will build a lead generation funnel so that they can get a chance to know you. So if they see your content, they'll come get this thing, which is basically a buyer's guide and a listing guide, right? How to sell your home for top dollar. So if you will have two funnels. One funnel is for them to know you as a buyer's agent. The other funnel is for them to get to know you as a seller's agent. So if somebody wants to hire you as a buyer's agent, they can get the buyer's guide. If somebody wants to hire you as a listing agent, they can get the listing checklist, right? So now they get a chance to know it. Let's give that as a lead magnet away. And then after they come get the lead magnet, let's build the other funnel, which basically you will record a presentation. So if it's if you're listing, you'll record a listing presentation. If you are a buyer's agent, you'll record a buyer's presentation, why they should choose you, right, as a buyer's agent. So after they come get the lead magnet, they'll take them to that funnel. And then after they watch the presentation, then they'll book a call. And here's what happens. If they come to the lead magnet and the presentation first and they book a call, what does that tell you? They booked a call because they are interested. Otherwise, they wouldn't book a call, right? Now you're actually getting a qualified lead to book a call with you instead of a lead that calls you and says, hey, can you come to my house and do a presentation, right? And that's not a qualified lead, because here's why. They're calling you to come do a presentation, but they're also calling 5 or 6 or 7 other agents to come to the house to do the same presentation. So now by running it through a funnel, they've already done the funnel's already done the presentation, and then they have no reason to book a call if they're not interested in selecting you as a buyer's or a listing agent. So I figured out who I was going to sell to first, and then I determined what they actually needed, and then made them the offer of what they actually needed and what I actually did. So that's the first part, which is really niching down to identify who you sell and what you sell to them, and ultimately why. All right, so let's talk about that. So talk about your product, the thing that you're looking to sell. Who are you looking to sell this to? Herb, you're the newest one here, so let's have you unmute yourself. Who do you sell? What is it that you're trying to sell them, and why? And that's 3 most important parts. Who are you looking to sell to? What are you looking to sell them? And then why?
Sorry, you froze for a little bit. So
Oh, you are muted. Let me unmute you. There you go.
Business people who are looking to transition into an entrepreneurial journey so they can work and live their purpose. And I'm looking to sell them the mindset training and the guide to doing so.
So these are people who are actually working for somebody, like a 9 to 5?
Correct. And they want
Okay.
they want a more purpose-fulfilled life, which includes, starting their own business or getting into the entrepreneurial journey.
Gotcha. Okay, perfect.
Yeah,
Perfect,
and the reason
perfect.
I did that is because it guarantees that that my niche has the money to pay me since they're already working, because that's the most important part. That's if you don't have money to buy your service, there's no point targeting them.
Okay.
And I think we're definitely in a on a path to more online work than anything else. So
Yeah.
wanting a more fulfilled
No,
life, they
it's-
can do what they enjoy as work and make the money online. So
And then
it's
maybe
growing
what we
field of
could
people
do
trying to
is roll into
transition.
something, you know, that December
100%.
11
So
December.
what are you trying to sell them? Mindset training.
Mindset
I don't
training,
know, maybe
because
have
in my journey
or
to this
maybe
online
just train
world,
MBAs on
I realized real
mindset.
quick that you've got to have a
Yeah,
strong
from your
mindset or you
perspective,
won't make it.
if you want, you know,
Mhm.
You'll
we
go
have
back
2
really
hours
fast. So
to teach
the
everybody
first step being
whether you
mindset
see
training,
whether
and then
you
help them to
know,
find their
you can
purpose,
add
what they
and
want to
translate
do
what
online
they
afterwards.
need
Once
to
they realize
and
it,
talk to them
you have to
independently before.
unlock some
And then
real
you make the
doors and
company
stuff
when
inside
they're
you
doing
on this
whatever.
journey to
Hey,
online
we're not doing
entrepreneurship.
just
Like
one
it changes a
program.
person.
We also
So, and you don't know what you want to do until after you've done that inside work. Then you find your purpose, then you can work and serve your purpose.
Perfect. So what is your, and why are you looking to do this?
Um, I like to help people. That's the main reason. But I myself have just transitioned out of the 9 to 5, and I'm going to the entrepreneurial world. And like I said, with COVID happening, I noticed how much everything was going online, and ever since then, it's been growing, 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 growing. So it's just a open market right now to try to help people to transition like that.
Okay. And what's your story around this? What's your origin story of why you're doing this?
Um, During COVID, I lost my job. And it's been a struggle to find one that I like. I guess not that I like. I just after COVID happened, I just didn't want to be under somebody else having any control over my money or my time or anything like that. Because like you lose your work and your money's gone, and what I want to be in control of my life. So that's my journey to this.
Okay. And then so you lost your job. That's great. And then what was the actions you took after you lost your job?
I came across a ClickFunnels video, and I was introduced to Russell Brunson, which introduced me to this whole world. Ever since then, I've just been learning and absorbing as much as I can. I've tried starting like a little marketing thing, but it didn't pan out. You know, I've done
Okay.
everything that everybody's done is tried. And then that's whenever I got into holistics, and I got my certification in hypnosis, as well as I'm working to get expert life coach certification. And then that just led me to wanting to help people, just to tell them about this world that's out there, that they can do everything they can do.
Okay. Perfect. Okay. So I want you to write this down. If you want to share a really powerful origin story of yours, it's three very simple steps, guys. Because you gotta know who you want to sell to. You gotta know what you're looking to sell them, and then but you also got to be able to explain why, right? So I think that the fact that you are creating a mindset training, the mindset, the story you really need to tell is first is vulnerability, second step is drama, and then third step is transformation. Simple storytelling. And the reason why you want to share this, and it's got to connect back to your thing, Herb. You can't just tell a story like generalized, right? You want to say,
Right.
look, here's I lost my job in COVID. That's vulnerability. You are being vulnerable, right? I lost my job, and it shook my world. But then I realized, you know what? I wasn't doing something that I loved anyways, right? So I ventured off to become an entrepreneur. And as I ventured off into an entrepreneur, I ran into ClickFunnels. I tried all kinds of things. I tried all kinds of strategies. I launched all kinds of offers. I tried to sell all kinds of stuff like marketing, et cetera, et cetera. Then I realized, oh my God, right? It's not about the strategies and the mechanics and the skills and all the things I need to learn. I really found out that if I really want to shift from being an employee to an employer, that mindset has a huge part in this, right? Because all the challenges that I ran into, if you don't have the mindset, you're going to quit and you're going to go back. You're going to quit and kill your dream, and you're going to go back to working for somebody else. So the reason why I almost quit. So I created this offer, this program to help people with their mindset, because mindset success is 80% mindset, 20% mechanics, right? 80% psychology, 20% skill, right? So that's why I created this program. See, it ties back to you of why you're actually creating it. And then you say, and transformation. And the reason why I do that is because I realized that by me staying on this path to becoming an entrepreneur and being able to help people you know, online mainly, right? Help people grow their business. The knowledge business is always a growing business, but the online knowledge business is a business on steroids. Because why? People are more used to buying things online. So I decided to help people shift from being an employee to become an online entrepreneur. Not just an entrepreneur, but an online entrepreneur. Right? Does that make sense? And then
It does.
and then now it ties back to, you know, ultimately mindset plays a huge role in it. And you can say, and I also have the strategy and skills to help you, you know, start and run a successful business online as well. Does that make sense? So it kind of ties
I've
back.
been trying to word that and figure out how to word that like for a long time now. Thank you.
Very good. Yeah, I mean, we won't go really deep, but I just want to give you a little small framework. Herb, if you haven't done so yet, this week, on Friday, we're doing a full day immersion. So if you're in our school community, register for it. Register for it. It's our last immersion we're gonna run for free. So
Okay.
we'll do a full deep dive. We're going to spend a whole day with you, show you how to build your business, and we're going to build your origin story. And one of the things that we will do as part of the 1 day immersion is how to actually craft and tell your story, so that, again, it aligns with your ideal clients. But most importantly, one thing you will always understand, guys, is people don't buy what you do. They don't care what you do. People buy why you do it.
Right.
Okay. Cool.
Listen, I'll be there.
Perfect. Okay. So niche, who else? Who are you selling to? What are you selling? And most importantly, you know, why? Why are you doing this? Who wants to share? Anyone?
I'll do it. So I sell to blue collar business owners who will have team of 10 to 20 people doing home improvement, doing about 500K to 5 million, since they have their team to feed. I will sell them the complete AI automation for their business, especially lead conversion, if they are doing some lead or advertisement already. Why I'm doing this, I think AI is the next big trend everybody should get on. I'm just helping them to accelerate the path. A lot of people are using AI as a simple search engine or repolish what they want to type, but AI can do much more. I'm selling them because I want to make a difference in their lives. Being a business owner is so stressful, especially when you have a team. Every team member has a family to feed. So that's another reason. The third reason is to really make the stress go away, to make the business run without the business owner in the business, but work on the business. That's all.
I love that. I love that you picked. I think there were 3 things you picked there. One is AI, and obviously a good reason for AI. Second is you talked about helping business owners move from the languages, you know, helping business owners, entrepreneurs move from becoming a business operator to a business owner, right? An operator is you're working in your business, an owner is working on. So that's the second thing. Going back to the first point, I do love the fact that you talk about AI there in your offer, which is great. You can say, you know, I have chosen to be an AI expert, helping, you know, business owners, you know, grow, right, your business, and use AI to run your business and grow your business. And here's why: because in the next, you know, really, quite honestly, in the next year now, right? Forget about next year, but now there's only 2 types of businesses: one that embraces AI, and one that goes out of business.
Left behind. Yep.
Yeah, either one that embraces AI or one that goes out of business. That's it. There's only 2 businesses, right? So the fact that you talk about AI, which is great, and then the third part is, yes, you talked about helping entrepreneurs, business owners grow and, you know, build successful businesses, because running a business is stressful. There's a lot of pressure on the business owner. And I think that you should bring some statistics into this, Ching. What I mean by that is this: did you know that there's only one out of 20 businesses actually ever hit $1 million? Did you know that?
Oh, I don't know. I know everybody's talking about after 5 years, 97% of the business
Correct.
fail.
Yeah, and you can talk about that. You said, did you know that within the first year, 50% fail. Within 5 years, over 80% fail. Within 10 years, 96% fail. That means there's only 4% that are running, but that doesn't mean that they're profitable. But if you look at statistically overall, every business that's ran in the world, only 1 out of 20 ever hit 7 figures. 1. It's crazy. I hate those numbers. I hate those statistics, right? So the fact that you've chosen why to do these 3 reasons, I think they're phenomenal reasons, right? And again, since they're phenomenal reasons, let's make sure you tell the story where they can understand. They can most importantly not only just understand, but now they know that you're on their side, right? It's very clear. AI, you either go out of business or embrace AI. Second, we know that businesses, we want to help you become an owner, not an operator. And then third, we want to help you run a successful business because it's a lot of pressure, a lot of stress. And we realize most businesses don't ever hit $1 million. Only 1 out of 20 ever make $1 million in gross revenue in a year. And that's really bad statistics. So I am, fighting for you, right? So now they're like, wow, that's amazing. 3 very powerful reasons of why I should work with you, right? Very, very good.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
I love that. Love that. Cool. All right. So let's go on the second one, right? So your niche is important, right? And then, but the second is obviously your message and your messaging. So we kind of bled a little bit into message just a little while ago about your origin story and why you're doing it. But most importantly, how do you, convey your message, right? And, not just the platform you use, but actually making sure that the way that you convey your message is very, 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 very clear, right? And one of the frameworks that I like, that I love in terms of messaging is, what was taught to me by my mentor, Russell Brunson, right? I never knew how to write messaging that way, but because I've always started, and probably most of you guys started this way, everything you write or everything that you create, or you might even still be doing it today. But you always tend to start with your name. Hi, my name is, right? My name is whatever. And, I'm from this company. And if you start with that, people don't really care, right? Because at the very beginning, what people care about the most is themselves, right? And as selfish as that sounds, people care about themselves. You guys all right now care about yourselves, unless, right? Because you need to make sure that you take care of yourself, which is great. You're creating a boundary, right? What's in it for me? Great. That's how you should think, because then you can actually give from a full cup. We get that, and most people are that way. So in terms of messaging now, I'd rather have you start everything off with a hook, right? Following the hook, the story, the offer, the call to action, which is what Russell has always taught me. There's a lot of different frameworks out there. I personally like 3 types of frameworks. One is the hook, story, offer, call to action, right? Framework. The second one is I love the PAST framework, which is problem, agitate, solution, and take action, right? Call to action. I love that. Especially if you're marketing to a cold audience. The hook, story, offer, hook gets their attention, right? And gets them to a state of tell me more. And then the story tells them the story, right? And then the offer, you're making an offer to tell them to go somewhere or buy something or do something. And then obviously, the call to action is just basically giving them instructions on what to do, right? And what happens when they do it. So that's messaging. The PAST framework I also love, because problem is, you start off with the problem, it gets people's attention. It's very similar to the hook, but you're actually addressing the problem, right? And then the agitate, that's actually essentially, addressing how the problem makes them feel. So now you're talking about feelings, emotions, and they feel like you understand them, right? When you start agitating the problems. And then solution is essentially just like the offer. You're saying, hey, but I have a solution for you, right? And then T is take action. You're then calling them to action to go do something or buy something, right? Or go somewhere, right? So that's the second part. Okay. And then the third, and then for me, when I was struggling, I'm like, I didn't know who I was selling, what I was selling, and why I was doing it, right? My message was all over the place. My messaging was all over the place. I didn't have a framework to follow. Now that I do, right? So once I got those two things out of the way, then the third part of this is offers, right? Offers. That's a third part of this. And I really figured out, God, what are my offers? And here was the problem when I was struggling. I had way too many offers, right? I had way too many offers. And then I realized how I came out the other side and grew our first 7-figure business was because I only have 2 offers, only 2. I had a free offer, and then I have what I call a hot offer. And I want you guys to think this way as well, because remember, when people have a problem and they're looking for a solution, right? They know as they go out to the world, they're looking for a solution. They know that they're going to spend time and money. They know this. But at the very beginning, they're not ready to spend money, right? Most are not ready to spend money. So you have to give them a reason to spend time with you first. So there's 2 transactions. There's time transaction, and then there's money transaction. So that's why I told you, I went really, really clear of my 2 offers. One was a free offer, and one was a hot offer. So I would go to my clients' agents and say, look, I have an offer for you. Here's a here's a free training that I did for funnels and why you should use funnels to grow your real estate business. It'll help you create an endless flow of leads, and it'll actually help you generate hot leads, qualified leads that convert, right? So I gave them a free offer, a free training. I recorded basically like a 35-minute mini course and gave it to them. I started giving all these free courses away to real estate agents. They would watch it. They're like, oh my God, yeah, a lead magnet so that I can get known. And then I walk them through the funnel that would get them to, have clients go through that funnel and schedule a call with them, right? So I gave that for free, okay? And then my hot offer was that I would build a funnel for them, right? That's it. And I created an offer that was, better, about the same price as what other people were charging in the marketplace. But the difference, what made my offer so hot and irresistible was I also provided coaching for them as well, right? As everybody wanted to build funnels for people, I said, I'll do the same thing, but I'm also going to provide coaching for you, right? So I built a 60-day coaching program, and I included traffic to it. I said, I'm going to also teach you how to drive traffic to your funnel, right? I'm going to also teach you copy so that you write great copy on your funnels as we build it for you. And I'm also going to show you how to do record a webinar. So this way your presentation will be automated, and I'm going to walk you through how to do this. So I basically created the same offer as most everybody else in the marketplace, but my irresistible offer, right? You got to have a USP, right? A unique selling proposition. So do you have one with your offer? So my unique selling proposition was I also provide you these three coachings as well. One is traffic training. Second is copy and messaging. And then third is I knew that they need to record a presentation. So I basically taught them and coached them on how to run a webinar, to record a webinar, an automated webinar, right? Because I knew what they wanted, okay? So that was my free offer. Got them to spend time with me. And then my hot offer, which is to build a funnel for them, included the coaching, my USP. That was my hot offer. So for you guys who wants to share, what is your hot offer so that you can get people to spend time with you? Who wants to share? Okay, what are you giving away for free that will allow people to spend time with you? Just like us, right? We have a community. So this particular offer, this coaching business that we have now, right? My free offer is our community is free. Our mastermind is free. Our web class is free. All the stuff inside of our community is free. Those are all free stuff so that you guys can spend time with me. The immersion is free, right? And then at the immersion, I'm going to share with my offer. And if the offer aligns with you guys, then you're like, okay, I've spent time with him. I know he's the real deal. And if it works out for you, where there's alignment for you to then make the second transaction, which is money. And if you look at the payoff and that's what the payoff you want, then so be it. Then it's time for you to actually spend money with me. Make sense? Right? but I know that I gotta, earn the right. And you guys at the same time, you have to earn the right to do business with people. Okay. Again, be a relationship marketer, not a transactional marketer. Okay. So who has a free offer to give to your clients so they can spend time with you so that you can start the relationship? If you really want to be a relationship marketer and not a transactional marketer, what's your free?
I've been offering to edit people's copyright and write free email sequencing, which has been fun. I've been able to, and I took on the 100 to 100 method with a spreadsheet so that it's not just people that you find that have reputable profiles, but people who have businesses and people they know who have businesses also.
Yeah. I would, here's what I would do, Sean, if I'm you, if you're going to do that, if this is something that you are actually in love with doing and you want to do that, I wouldn't do the email sequences as a free offer. I would do the email sequencing and things that will help them convert as your hot offer. And I would do the free offer as a, hey, I will write as a free offer, I will either show you how or run a free masterclass, something like that, on the copy that will help them generate leads. Right? Like, for example, I will show you how to write a killer lead magnet, right? Something for your lead magnet that you can give away so that people get to know you, so that that will help you build a list, right? And then once you do that, and they are actually building a list, then I would say, see, I told you, I can help you get that result. Now people know you. Now you have a list. Now you have an email list. You have people who give you their information for that thing that I showed you to create. Now you have it. You've earned the right to do business with them. Then you can make a copywriting offer so that you can actually show them how to, or do it for them, copywriting that will convert that lead into a webinar, into a challenge, into, book a call, whatever that is, so that they can actually be in a position to actually make money.
So teach the 100 to 100 method so that they build a list.
Yes, 100%.
That's amazing, sis. That's amazing.
Build the list, and now that you show them to get that, build the list, now you say, hey, I'm going to make you an offer so that I can help you position you to actually convert that list, right? Convert that lead into a client so that you can actually make money. And that's why you're paying me, so that I can put you in a position so that you can actually generate income. It's a win-win. Does that make sense? Then you make them an offer to make money, to spend money. Okay? That's what I would do. Very cool. Anybody else?
So for me to answer that question, right now I have several Facebook company page, and I'm posting daily contents. And for the AI solution, what I'm thinking is, well, I have to do the sales, right? And then, but I will promise them after the customization and after the first month, if they don't get any result, the company will work with them for free until they get the result. Instead of they keep spending money. A lot of people are disappointed with all kinds of marketing agencies. You just pump money into it, you don't see the result. Like you said,
100%.
people really don't care what we sell, what we do. They care what they can get out of it.
Yeah, it's
Result.
Exactly. That's why, Sean, that's why I even shared that with Sean just now. It's like, you got to get them that first result. They spend time with you, right? So, hey, I'm going to show you how to build a list, an email or a lead magnet to build a list. Once they get that result, now there's a payoff for them already, right? They're like, oh my God. Then you say, okay, now I want you to spend money with me. I want you to spend money on yourself to buy this offer, because I have another payoff now, because I'm going to write copy so that I can get you in a position so that you can actually make money. People care about the payoff, right? As a matter of fact, I was just coaching Jessica a little bit earlier, and I'm going to share this story at my immersion. I don't want to share it right now, but just to keep you guys in the loop, I'm going to open the loop so you guys can see why I'm opening this loop, so you guys can come to the immersion, so you guys can understand why I'm going to do this, right? Why I'm going to share that in a deeper format. I just said yes to a $100,000 offer this weekend, right? Somebody made me a $100,000 offer. And I made it in under 20 seconds. He gave me 60 seconds to decide, and I said yes to it 20 seconds in. Why? Because it's not about the $100,000 offer, it's about the payoff. Make sense? And then I hopped on a plane with him, a private, because part of the offer was to fly on his private jet back from Boise to Tampa. I wasn't going to Tampa, right? I'm going from Boise to Dallas. I had already my plane ticket, my travel plans already planned to come back to Dallas, but it was such a great offer that I said yes to it, and I got the chance to hop on his plane with him to go from Tampa, or to go from Boise to Tampa on a 4-hour ride, and we ended up doing a mastermind on the plane. 6 of us, him, me, and 5 other people. But here's the crazy part. On the plane, he made me a $350,000 offer. So he upsold me after I said yes to him, right? Less than 24 hours. I said yes to the $100,000 offer. I hop on the plane with them. I'm on the plane 2 hours in. He makes us all a $350,000. Actually, it's apologies. He actually only made it to me. He only works with a select person. So he made me a $350,000 offer, and I said yes to it right away. Why? Because of the payoff. Okay? I want you guys to understand something. Never make a decision based on, I take that back. You've already made a decision. I'm going to go even deeper into this at the immersion. You've already made a decision, but never make choices based on time or money. You've already made a decision. Trust me, when I show you what I'm talking about on the immersion, you'll be like, wow, I understand. Everything in your body, if you want to level yourself up, trust me, you've already made a decision. That's why you're here. That's why you even consider putting time into your own business. A decision's already been made. Now, the rest of your life, all you're doing is making choices. Does that choice get you further or closer to that decision you already made? That's what I'm going to cover at the immersion. Make sense? So when I made that choice to say 100,000, yes, because I knew it took me closer to my decision. $350,000, yes. Why? Because that choice I know gets me closer to my dream, to where I want to go. Right? Make sense? Because there's a payoff. Okay, and we'll dive deeper more into that. So it's all about the payoff. You're right, Jing. It's 100% all about the payoff. So great job. Okay. Now, because this isn't, it doesn't necessarily have to be in this order, but the fourth thing that really caused me to struggle was I didn't understand my client's journey, my conversion and sales. I didn't understand how to bring my clients through a journey with me, right? Because I went from content when they saw me, right? And I literally would make an offer, would basically try to get people to buy from me all the time. And that's why I struggled. And when I really understood that it's not, in terms of clients, you got to treat clients like you would treat a personal relationship, right? You got to start relationships. You have to nurture it. You got to build relationships. You got to establish yourself as an authority. And most importantly, you have to build trust before you make your offer. So I didn't understand my sales process. And if you really look at a client's journey, it's very simple. Just go back to the fundamentals of business, which is awareness, interest, decision, action. Right? The very first step is your job is to get aware. People will be aware of you, your brand. And then once they're aware of your brand and whatever you share with them connects, there's interest. Don't try to sell people, which is what I did. That's why I struggled. Don't sell people. Give something of high value when there's interest. Give a lead magnet. Give a free course. Give a free community like we do to start the relationship, to nurture the relationship. And when they come in, then you help them make decisions after interest, decisions. Then you invite them to your masterminds. You invite them to a web class. You invite them to an immersion. Make sense? To help them make decisions. And when we're talking about helping them make decisions, helping them make progress, helping them get results in advance, earn the right to do business with you, so that when it comes down to action, when they're ready, when people are most receptive to hear your offer, then when you make your offer, then you've earned the right to for them to actually earn the right to do business with them. That's the fundamentals of business. Because a relationship is this way. We form a relationship that way as well. So why would we treat our clients any different? Right? So I didn't understand. I didn't have a understanding of my sales process. So for me now, just kind of walk you through an example, I would create content, people see me, and before I built my community, I brought them into a lead magnet first. I gave people some, generally what I did was I would give a free mini course, right? Some type of a training, a free training, and there was no sales. It was just all pure value. So they would come get it. They would log in. They're like, wow, it's a free course, an hour long course, hour, 15 minutes, hour, 20 minutes, 30-minute course, little small courses. And then from there, after they consumed the course or came and got that PDF or that checklist, whatever I gave on the front end, and then I would invite them to either a call, I invite them to a webinar, or I invited them to watch an evergreen webinar. And after they watched that's actually when I made the offer. So our Done For You agency, what I did was I would give a template of funnels that they can use for their lead magnets and appointments and schedules and live webinars and auto webinars. And then I did a training on every single funnel. And that's what I gave away for free as a lead magnet. And then after they watched the free course, I sent them to a webinar. And then the webinar explained who I was, what I did, why I did it, and ultimately what funnels I built for people. And then the call to action was book a call. So after they watched the webinar, they would book a call. When I hopped on the call, we had 100% success rate because the webinar itself filter out all those that shouldn't book a call. So by the time the people actually booked a call, they're already interested because they already got the lead magnet for me. They already watched my webinar and then they booked a call. Does that make sense? Right? And that's how we built our 7-figure business. Prior to that, when I created content, when I was struggling, I would create content and have have people book a call right away. And some did. The crazy part is some did. But here was the problem. I had about 30% show rate. Because people saw my content and they booked a call, yeah, because I gave them an opportunity to. And then I would show up on the call and be like, yeah, waiting around. And then, 7 out of 10 people didn't show. Right? But going through that process, I had 100% show. Make sense? So what's your sales process? What's your client's journey with you? Once they see you, we'll start there, right? Wherever they see you, they see your podcast, they see your ad, they see you reaching out in a group and doing outreach. What's next? Where do you take them next? Let's talk about you. What about you, Fiona? Where are you taking your clients next after they see you?
Good question.
Great question.
Hmm.
Where were you planning to, or where have you been taking them? Let's just start there.
I
Where were
haven't
you?
actually started my business. This is
Okay.
my first business. So
Okay.
I'm very much at the foundation of trying to
Very
put
green.
together what I'm going to offer. I
Okay.
did, yeah, so I'm still tossing up a couple of options.
Yeah, what were some
ideas.
of those ideas you were thinking before you even knew this? Like, where were you thinking they were going to go? Were you planning on sending them right to a sales page to buy from you, or are you planning on having them schedule a call? What were you kind of thinking, so we know?
I think it'd probably be a call
Okay.
because, well, I haven't got any content available at this point, but to do a webinar or anything like that.
Yeah.
And my current sort of idea, but I'm just tossing around, is to see in my background and these green well, I call them green huddle pods. It's sort of like providing spaces for people in the corporate office that is suitable for them to work in their own way, whether it's a quiet space or they get one-on-one meetings or a bit bigger meeting. But it just I provide the greenery, and I'm thinking of providing the pods through a reseller.
Sure.
But I don't know if that's something I can do straight away.
Sure.
So
sure.
the other option was to look at doing a little, I started writing an ebook and breaking that up into like say a 10-part series of, you know, how to green your space scenario.
Got it. Okay. So, but in your mind, as you're thinking about launching this, you're thinking, well, I should be making an offer on a call, right? That's kind of where you were kind of thinking, right? I should probably make an offer on a call. You're kind of unsure, but that's kind of where you're headed. So if you were to, you see where the problem is? That's how I was too. Because I didn't have clarity. I was uncertain as well of my decisions because I didn't know. So what I did was, it's logical. Once they see me, they should just book a call with me, right? That's kind of how I logically was thinking. And it didn't work out that way. Like I said, you know, when I would get a call and I looked at my numbers and there was literally about 30% show rate, and it was 1 out of 3 purchased. So out of 10 people that booked a call, 7 didn't show, right? And the 3 that showed, 2 of them wasted my time. And we barely got 1 sale out of 10 books. So that was our numbers, right? Because I went from content to have them book a call. So my advice is, if you're going to do anything, doesn't matter what niche, whether you want to sell pods or you want to sell green Martians, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The same thing. When people see you, you got to give them something like a lead magnet or a community. And then the third is you got to give them something that warms them up so that they can actually truly make decisions. Should I book a call with this person or not? Gives them a good reason to book a call, right? And that's where the evergreen recorded webinar or live webinar would come in. That would be good, because then it gives them a good reason to book a call if that is going to be your sales process. That would be my suggestion for every single one of you guys. Doesn't matter what you're trying to sell, whether it be AI services, funnel building, a course, it doesn't matter, right? If you follow these steps, you're going to get higher quality leads that are not going to waste your time if you're going to have book calls, or even if people register for your webinar, like a live webinar, the registrants will actually not only just register, but they will actually show. And most importantly, they will be a qualified lead, right? Those who show, okay? Because the rest, if you don't do it that way, you will definitely waste your time, right? Okay.
Right.
Very good.
Thank you.
Okay. And then, so the last one, you are welcome. And then the last one, guys, is let's talk about is traffic. So, right. So once I knew who I was going to sell, what I was going to sell, how, you know, why I was selling them and how I was going to go about doing that. Once I clarified my message of why I'm doing this and found a way to message it the right way, right? Messaging, hook, story, offer, call to action, the past framework, storytelling. Once I knew what my offer was, both my free and hot offer, once I understood my sales journey, my client's journey with me, going from awareness, interest, decision, and action. Once I got that all down and locked and got clear on all of that, then it was time to tell the world about me, right? Because what I was doing was the opposite. Before I got all 4 of these areas straightened out, I was already creating content, trying to get people to see me. But at the same time, my traffic and marketing was horrible, because see me, hey, buy something from me, see me, book a call, right? All of that stuff. It was all, I was no relationship building, no nurturing. So people saw me, and I spent a lot of time, a lot of energy, and a lot of money on traffic that went nowhere. So when people say, oh, you got to run paid ads, you got to drive traffic, you got to spend time and money on traffic first, is totally wrong. No amount of money, no amount of advertising money that you spend, or time or energy or resources that you spend, you're taking them to the wrong place, right? And my biggest thing on traffic is, don't send people to some place that sucks, right? And I was doing that. I was sending people to some place that sucks. They didn't know me yet. They didn't like me yet. They didn't trust me yet. But somehow I got my little mind that once they see me, they should book a call with me right away, right? And don't do that. It's a journey. Again, sales is not an event. It's a process, right? Sales is not a pitch, right? It's a process. Sales is not an event. It's a journey, okay? So then once I got all that straightened out, then yeah, I opened the floodgates of traffic. Then I started doing shorts. I started doing content on my own social media. I started going into groups and adding value into where my clients were congregating, wherever they were hanging out. I would go in there and build relationships. And then I would invite them into my lead magnets, invite them into my webinars. I would actually spend money on ads, right, as well, because at this point in time, I knew who my ideal client is. I knew what my offer is. I knew my messaging. I had a great sales process, sales journey. And then it was time for me to spend money on ads. And that's why I believe that a lot of people fail right away, because they go and they try to spend money on ads right away without knowing these other 4 areas first. Right. So you got to get those 4 other areas first. Yeah. Any questions? Any discussions? This is the difference. If you draw the line, look at your business in these 5 areas that I just gave you. And if you're struggling or stuck somewhere, you got to get clear on these 5. And once you do, you'll move them to the other side of success. And that's literally what did it for us.
So basically what I want to try is to assemble a few coaches together and try the event mastermind or web class where we can pick and choose content and then test that content against the marketplace, like what they do in emails. They test them side by side, and then whichever has the most positive result is the one they use. Well, what I'd like to do is to run different hook story offer and then present it to say our mentors like yourself, Cease, and that, or like in Action Academy, or different places where we can go to test these presentations. Just like you said, offer them a presentation and a free offer. So that
Yep.
doing
your free, like Sean, your free offer could be like, if you look at everybody on this call, right? Even me when I first started, it's like, hey, who doesn't have a big list, who doesn't have a large following, who feels like you're unknown. And if you are, hi, my name is Sean. I am going to write copy that will get you known, right? So that when you create content, when people see you for the first time, they connect with whatever you share with them, and there's interest. When they're interested in getting to know you more, I'm going to write some copy that will help you get known. Does that make sense? That will help you build a list.
It reminds me to stay small, aim small, miss small thing. That does resonate with me, Seth.
Yeah. So you get the know you part, you get to write them the copy. Now people know you. You get a chance to build your list. You get a chance to give them the thing so that people will give you their information. And then from there, once that happens, people will be very happy with you. Be like, oh my God, I felt unknown. Now people are knowing me. I'm starting to build a list. I'm starting to get names and phone numbers and emails. And then you say, great, I told you, I promised you that I would help you do this. So now I'm going to make you an offer, because the next step is, right, the list sitting there does absolutely nothing for you. We got to convert that list into, right? We got to convert that list into clients, into money, right? So then my offer is, well, I'll work with you on writing copy so that you can run your webinars, so you can run your challenges, so that you can, have people register for all of your stuff, so that now you can actually turn that list into clients, into money.
That's cool. Then it's really handheld. I like that. It's very, very intimate. Thanks for I read that.
Yeah.
Go ahead, please.
Yeah, Athena. Well, you'll get the replay. We're at the end of this. So, you will get the replay. You definitely don't want to miss this replay. So, yeah. So that's, remember, guys, when people they have a problem, they're going out to look for a solution, right? They know they're going to spend time. They know they're going to spend money, but you cannot, when you create content, when they see you for the first time, you cannot try to get them to spend money with you right away. You got to create things for them to spend time with you, right? a lead magnet for them to give them something of value. And it could be a PDF, it could be a checklist. It doesn't have to be a mini course, right? I record mini courses like I'm drinking water, right? Like I have no problems. Like literally I can record a mini course right now, send on my team, it'll be done tomorrow. Like I have no problems with that. But that doesn't mean that, you know, you have to do that. One of my highest performing lead magnets, just a simple 7-point checklist. That's it. It's just a 7-point checklist that has allowed me to build a pretty massive list. And then when you have a big list, then you can invite them to your, you know, your community, then you can invite them to your webinar, then you can invite them to your challenge, things like that, where now you're putting yourself in an opportunity to actually make an offer so that you can then ask them, once you've earned the right to do business with them, right, to make them an offer. And actually now they know they've spent time with you. Now they love the solution, they love the payoff, the result of which you help them get, and they can clearly see that. Then now they're ready to spend money with you. Does that make sense? Right, it's really, that's it. Simple as that. Simple as that. Thank you guys.
Bye.
Nice meeting you guys.